Hey there, it's Stacy with Home Organized Tribe back with another 2-minute tidy tip. And today is tip number 44. And this is the first in a two-part series all about taking responsibility for your clutter. If your home is drowning in stuff or you've just got piles you can never seem to get around to sorting, let's talk about why the clutter is there in the first place. I want to dive into how habits, mindsets, and even excuses we make feed into the chaos all around us, and why owning that truth is the biggest first step to changing things. By the way, if you're listening to this at the start of 2025, that's fantastic. It's a perfect time of the year for a fresh start, right? But if it's not the new year, don't wait. The best time to take action is right now. Okay, so let's talk about facing the truth. Most of us have areas of our home that turn into clutter hotspots, like a kitchen counter piled with unopened mail or a closet stuffed with clothes that you rarely wear. Often, these reasons behind the clutter include the following. Number one, impulse buying, purchasing items we don't really need. Maybe it's on sale, and so you bought it because it was a good deal, right? That's an impulse buy. Would you buy it if it weren't on sale? All right, number two, procrastination. Telling ourselves we'll deal with it later. We always seem to do this with ourselves, so many of us anyway. So if you find yourself identifying with this of, yes, I do procrastinate, you're not alone. We just have to be aware of it so that we stop doing that because we'll never catch up if we're constantly procrastinating. All right, number three is avoidance. So if you feel overwhelmed by the whole process and you just ignore it because you're like, you get overwhelmed and I don't want to deal with it right now. If that's you, this is another one about really facing the truth of if not now, then when, right? If it's truly a priority. And then number four is emotional attachments. And a lot of people fall into this category, or you could be in all of these. Like, trust me, I have had my moments in all of these. And emotional attachments really mean what I mean by that is you're keeping things out of guilt, out of fear, or the big one, you guys who can identify with this is the what if scenario. Like, what if I need it? I get people all the time that are like, I'm just afraid to get rid of stuff because I might need it. And that is a really hard truth that you need to start facing because we can't keep everything, right? And there's very few things with that what if topic that are life and death, and truly you will not be okay if you get rid of something, right? And so I've really dove into that topic at other times, and I know we will again because it's something that a lot of people deal with. All right, so let's talk about taking responsibility and what that means. Why am I letting this build up? I want you to really stop and ask yourself. That's what this whole episode really is about. So perhaps you buy too much on impulse, like we talked about. Maybe it's perfectionism. If you can't do it perfectly, then you just don't do it at all. Or maybe you simply are just too overwhelmed to make decisions. Whatever it is, accepting that you can change it is crucial, you guys. Once you see the pattern and you can start to then really shift your mindset. So I want you to take a minute and I want you to think about those four things, and maybe you want to re-listen to that. And I know I'm going over our 2 minutes here today, but I really want to just really just give you guys that grace to sit back and think about this because this is so big on your journey. So do you impulse buy? Do you procrastinate? Do you just have avoidance? Or is it emotional attachments? And which one of those out of the four, do you have all four? Do you feel like you fall more into one category or the other? So take a minute and really dive into that. All right. So in our next episode, this is a two-part series. So in our next episode, we're going to tackle how to break the cycle of excuses. Like, I'm too busy. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. But for now, I just want you to remember the clutter didn't appear out of thin air. It's a result of your choices, your habits, and sometimes avoiding priorities. So the good news, if you created the clutter, you can fix this. But I want you to really take personal responsibility, not to just start blaming your family, to really look at really where is the clutter coming from, and really those four categories that we went over. That way you can start to really come to terms with that and start recognizing that when you do procrastinate, when you do go to make those impulse buys, right? Okay, if you are ready to do more than just think about decluttering and you're ready to make 2025 the year you finally do something about it, I want to introduce you to my Declutter and Organize Your Life room by room course. You can find all of the information below in a link. This is a full decluttering program, you guys, with over 20 modules. I literally walk you step by step through each area of your house, like a whole module just on your closet. And another module, I break down decluttering and organizing your kitchen. And the best part, you can go at your own pace. So please don't use the excuse that you just are strapped with time, because you can take baby steps. Let me simplify and help you. So click the link if you want to grab that and start making 2025 the year you stop procrastinating and you start doing something about the clutter. All right. So be sure to subscribe to my podcast here so you never miss an episode. And that's all for part 1 of this 2-part series. Remember, facing the truth where your clutter comes from is half the battle. And that was what today's episode was all about. Facing the truth, right? In our next episode, we're going to dive into the biggest excuses we all make so you can stop feeling stuck and start seeing real changes in your home. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. And please share this with somebody if you think it would help them. I will see you very soon for the second part in this series and another 2-minute tidy tip. Have an amazing day.